everyone. Today is Tuesday, the 9th of February, and today we are going to be doing a close read of American Indians and the American Revolution. This is lesson 10 of Unit 1, Module 3. So, the first thing we're going to do is you are going to need to open to your summary anchor chart. It's in the packet of stuff that you got at the beginning of the quarter. We also have it in, up here in this corner. So if you look, it does say that for summaries that they are short. They are only a few sentences long. It also says that they provide a brief outline of what the text is about, like an oral paraphrasing and writing. So basically, you're stating it in your own words, right? It introduces the text by stating the title of the page and the author. And it explains the theme or main idea and has some important details that prove that main idea. So you are going to open up to your summary of an incomplete revolution. And I want you to see if you have done all of these things. Now, I have to tell you, I'm not sure where Miss O'Brien had her kids write this, but for an incomplete revolution, we read an incomplete revolution in lesson 7, and we talked about it in lesson 8. So my plan, my kids, you probably wrote it on the back of page 34. Today I'm going to have you type it up. You're going to reread your summary. I want you to think about what you did well, things you can improve on, and I want you to take a few minutes and I want you to fix those things that you think you can improve on, especially seeing as you're going to be typing it. Okay, so for your learning targets today, I can determine the main idea and summarize the text, American Indians and the American Revolution. And I can describe the overall structure of American Indians and the American Revolution. Okay, so if you could open to 46 of your module workbook, this is where we're going to be recording all of your information in this note catcher, and we're going to reread American Indians and the American Revolution, which is pages 39 through 40, and we're going to record on 46. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to ask you to open up, and actually I'm going to pause you for just a second and pull that up. Hold on one second. Okay, so as a reminder, we read this yesterday. This is page 39 of your module workbook, American Indians and the American Revolution. Number 1, the Declaration of Independence said that King George III set, quote, merciless Indian savages, end quote, against innocent men, women, and children. The image of ferocious warriors propelled into action by a cruel king was what people believed about the Indians' role in the Revolution and justified the way they were treated after. But many Indian nations tried to stay out of war. Some sided with the Americans, and those who allied with the Crown did so only to protect their homelands. The British government gave Indian lands some protection with the Royal Proclamation of 1763. Indians knew that the Revolution was about Indian land as well as freedom. Number 2, some Indian tribes went to war early. Cherokee warriors, frustrated by losing land, attacked colonists only to be defeated. On the other hand, most New England Indians supported the colonist neighbors. Number 3, the Revolution split the Iroquois Confederacy. Mohawks, led by Joseph Brant, allied with the British, and in time, and guys, please forgive me for butchering the names of these, Cayugas, Onondagas, and Senecas joined them. But the Oneidas and Tuscaroras sided with the Americans. The Revolution became a civil war for the Iroquois as the Oneidas fought Senecas at the Battle of Oriskany in 1777. The Iroquois suffered even more in 1779 when General John Sullivan led an American army in burning 40 towns and destroying crops. In Ohio, this is number 4, I'm sorry. In Ohio, Gaius Hutta and Senecas of the Senecas, Cornstalk of the Shawnees, and White Eyes of the Delaware worked hard to stay neutral in the war at first. However, after Americans killed White Eyes, Cornstalk, an unarmored Moravian Delawares, Ohio Indians allied with the British. Number 5, we're turning to page 40 in your module workbook now. In 1783, Britain handed over land to the new United States. The United States continued to take Indian lands by treaty and by force. Stockbridges and Oneidas, who had supported the Americans, lost lands, as well as the Senecas and Shawnees who had fought against them. Go in the other room, please. Okay, number 6. Indians fought in the Revolution for Indian freedom and Indian homelands, not for Britain. But most Americans believed that Indians had supported the king and his cruelty. They did not feel sorry about treating poorly those who fought against the birth of the nation. And again, these are bolded words that are in the text, and we talked about these yesterday. So what you're going to do is, we are going to work to complete our chart on page 46. So if you'll flip to page 46 of your module workbook, it's going to look like this, okay? And we're going to work to complete this, to fill this in. All right, now, I'm going to go on and I'm going to type these things in. I'm going to pause and type them in, and I want you to then write them in one by one after I do that. Now, here's the deal. This is the question we're answering. How did the American Indians contribute to the American Revolution, and why? So remember, our source is American Indians in the American Revolution. It's by Colin G. Calloway. Okay, so write that in. Now, you're gonna use American Indians in the American Revolution, and you are going to answer that question. How did American Indians contribute to the American Revolution, and why? In this column, this is your own words. Sorry. And in this column, this is where you put proof from the text. Okay. So I'm answering the question, how did they contribute to the American Revolution and why? Okay, so I'm going to go on. I'm going to pause you. I'm going to type it and fill it in. And then you are, sorry, you guys, 4-year-old in the background. Then you are going to, you're going to go on and write these in your module workbook on page 46. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There need to be seven sections as well, I guess rows. So make sure that you split this into 7 and you get these all down. They are all important. Okay. I'm pausing, typing, and you're going to then record them one at a time. Okay. So I have typed everything in. So if I were you, I understand yours isn't separated into 7 rows unless you went ahead and did it. I just did that on mine, so it was easier. But what you need to do is you need to record the how and why for each thing. So you should have this whole chart filled in just like I do. This is going to take you a little time. Go on and do one row at a time, pause it, do another row, pause it, do another row, pause it, do another row, pause it, and so on. Once you're done, then we're going to move back to our module lesson. Okay, so we have recorded all of the the answers to the question, how did the American Indians contribute to the Revolution and why, on page 46 of your module workbook. So what we're going to do now is you are going to complete a Google form. Okay, this is the Google form. All right, it is attached in your Google Classroom. It is also in the slideshow. So you need to complete this. Guys, you have to pay attention. You have got to understand. Main idea is what the text is about, what the author wants you to understand from it. And details to support that are things that prove the main idea. So whichever one you choose here as the main idea sentence from American Indians in the American Revolution, this has to prove it. Okay? And then you need to tell me, is it chronology, comparison, description, or problem solution? And how do you know that? And if you can't remember this, friends, look back in your module workbook on pages 9 and 10 for all of those clues about text structure. Submit that when you get done. Okay. Last, you are going to now take, either you're going to take your module workbook and you're going to write a summary, or you're going to type a summary. My students personally you're going to be typing a summary of American Indians and the American Revolution. We've been doing this. This is not new. You're going to take everything you did on page 46 and you're going to type up a paragraph that explains to Mrs. John or Miss O'Brien, your homeroom teacher or reading teacher, that that explains to us who the American Indians were and how they contributed to the revolution and why. Okay, so you're going to explain all of that to me in this paragraph, and you're going to do so on a Google Doc that I have attached in your Google Classroom. Please make sure you mark that complete when you are done. I'm going to look at them today, and if you struggled or you did not complete it, then we're going to work on it together. Again, just use sentence starters. The American Indians were blank. Okay, they believed blank. They felt blank. Okay, here's how they contributed to the revolution by blank. Here's why they contributed to the revolution. Give me your thoughts. Give me quotes. All right, you're going to do that on the Google Doc. Then you're going to turn in today's assignment and you are good to go. Thanks, friends. Have a wonderful, and take a peek at this. Remember, before you turn it in, look at your summary anchor chart. All right? All right, thanks, friends. See you later. Bye.